right? That's what we all chase, no? What we chase is to be plugged back in. And so when someone shares something that reminds us of being plugged back in, that can feel good. Or when a circumstance happens that represents to us abundance, which is a true thought in alignment with the actual principles of creation, we feel good. When things occur to us in our life, in our circumstances, that somehow remind our belief system of the fact that things are good, things are abundant, things are flowing, things are supported. It can be as simple as someone telling you, I'll pay you $5,000 every month. And you go like, it feels so good. Why? Because that circumstance, which exists of nothing but smoke and mirrors, represents to you, I am supported. That is what felt good, the thought you have about that circumstance, which says, oh, this means I can be who I want to be. This means I don't have to do all these things so that 65 years from now, when I'm old and crippled and broken, I can start acting on my joy. It excites you because it reminds you of the potential that all is possible now, that you can start living the life of your dreams right now, that you can start to allow that creational flow, which is already flowing all the time, into your life. You can accept it. You can agree to it. Simply by letting it in. Simply by having an abundant thought. Suddenly your whole system opens up and your lungs start breathing again. And your being starts relaxing again. And being plugged in. And you feel so excited. And then that is taken away from you. The next day they call. Actually, no. I changed my mind. I will not be giving you $5,000 a month. No. And you go back in depression. Okay, this was just a silly childhood fantasy. I do need a job like everyone else for 65 years. And I can only follow my joy once I'm crippled and old. I'm miserable and conditioned way too far so that I won't even know what my joy is anymore anyway. I'm meant to die that way. That is reality. Okay, let's just be content with that. Let's accept that and then read books about the now so we can at least tolerate being miserable. How to accept what is. Just locks you into more of what is. Well, be my guest. But I am here to create. I'm here to fly, to soar, to expand, to trigger you, to push your buttons, to eject you out of your seat. It may feel unpleasant at times, and take from it what resonates, leave what does not, but prepare to be ejected. Because you are here, and you do resonate with this, at least to some extent. Even when you think you don't, there is something here for you. So what excites you? What excites you? Other than coming to terms with what is. What excites you? The way to know that is to withdraw, relax for 2 to 5 seconds. Your focus on circumstance. That includes thoughts about the circumstance. Very important. Those are married together. Thoughts of the circumstance and the circumstance are married together. They're the same thing. So to relax from the thoughts regarding circumstances and to be open to the presence, the energetic state of being presence, the frequency presence that is here and now. It is here and now. Radiant. Already animating you, your body, everything in your life is animated by this principle of abundant creational flow. To be psyched. To be psyched. To be tuned into yourself, to be turned on. Not to be tuned into your circumstances. Be tuned into yourself. Be turned on by your state of being. You have all this presence here. You've got all this existence right here. You are existence. You are presence. You are now. And from that space, you may know and discover what turns you on. So practice that right now. Relax all your thoughts about the circumstances, about where you're at right now, about me, about the exercise, and just feel into the freedom that does not perceive a world. There is no world to your state of being. A world has never been witnessed, recognized, acknowledged. There is no world in state of being. There's only state of being, which is nothing but beingness or consciousness vibrating at a certain frequency. That's all this is. There has never been a world. There's never been a circumstance. So you're not letting go of anything that actually exists anyway. So let go of your circumstances. They are smoke and mirrors. They are emptiness, playing tricks on you, reflecting your state of being in form. But your state of being is free from a particular type of form. It is free. It's free-flowing energy. It's free-flowing consciousness. It is consciousness vibrating at different frequencies, according to its desire to most effectively express and explore more of infinity, more of the one, more of infinite unity. So feel into your state of being right here, right now, and see that when you're tuned into your state of being, you're not tuned into your circumstances. Suddenly, the bills disappear. Suddenly, your relationship disappears. Suddenly, this room disappears. Because all you see with your consciousness, your eyes may be looking at me, but what you see, what your attention is focused upon, is your state of being, your vibrational entrance point into more of yourself. Your gateway, your open door. That is all you see, more and more and more. And then you just peek out sometimes. A, because you're part of a civilization that still values that, and so in order to respect to some extent that interaction, that ongoing interaction, you peek out, you recognize, you acknowledge, but you remain, in that sense, rooted more and more and more in that non-physicalized state of being here and now. Tuned into what turns you on right now, and right now, and right now. What expands you right now? What would be the most exciting thing to do, feel into, be conscious of, acknowledge, appreciate, be grateful for? Or any other ways for you to take action on something. And by taking action, I mean even as simple as acknowledging something or resting as a certain kind of frequency that you enjoy in that moment. That is taking action on something. You're always taking action in a certain way. So consciousness taking action on itself all the time. What would excite you the most to take action on right now? To be present to right now, to acknowledge, to be grateful for, to appreciate, to amplify, to enhance, to flow into. What feels the most flowy, the most expanding? And often that scares you a little bit. Does it not? If it doesn't, you're not tuning into your truest passion. If it's like, oh yeah, that's fun, let's do that. No challenge, no catalyst, no invitation, no mirroring, just like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, let's do that. Yeah, I'm excited about that. No, really, I can see how that could be fun. When something really excites you, it scares you. Because no one will agree with you, most likely. Because those that have surrounded you are the result of your past thoughts, your past conditioning, your past frequency. So when you think of a new expanding, new state of being, vision, frequency, inspiration, it takes you to another level of expansion, another level of understanding, another level of intelligence, sometimes unimaginable, unspeakable. How does that compute with your circumstances? Well, it doesn't. And that's where it often frightens you a little bit. It triggers you. But that's good, huh? So every time you expand, every time you ask yourself, what am I psyched about now? And usually it's a form of dropping a whole thing that you've been holding on to because of some idea of lack, and this is bringing you security or whatever. And just drop that whole thing that doesn't feel good anymore. Enlightenment by elimination. Eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. Boom, 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 boom. Out of love. It is a loving attitude, it is in alignment with acceleration. And acceleration helps all that is more effectively than when you think you're helping all that is. The only way you're helping all that is to be psyched. That will guide your way. Be psyched. Be stoked. Be excited. There is no sense in living your life if you do not wake up with some kind of conscious concept of excitement, some kind of vibrational alignment. It's okay if you have your valley experiences, and it's okay if you have your negative definitions. It's okay if you have your limiting beliefs. I'm not saying you should feel excited all the time. I'm saying that there should be at least some kind of clarity in your life every single day that places the focus past the obstacles. And that is most easily done by staying in front of the obstacles, not even taking the course, which is the circumstances which do not even exist to begin with. Do not believe in the obstacle. That's the quickest way to be focused into something that is more expensive than the obstacle. Does that make sense? Because your state of being is right here. The obstacles are only ever out there. So just don't bother. Don't go out there anymore in your consciousness. Remain right here. In your creational flow, in your alignment, in your bliss, in your courage, in your psychedness. Does that make sense? Can you feel into that? It's the best way to serve infinity. It's the best way to serve all that is. Best in terms of simply most effective, most enjoyable, most all-round beneficial, less seemingly disharmonious, dysfunctional. It's all relative because it's all serving the one. It's all an experience that's creating something new. But why bother going about it that way if you can go about it this way? And you feel the difference, and you will not be able to go back to your own mind. Basically, because that's what creates the circumstance. Your own mind.